Ukraine invasion could cause global food crisis, UN warns. Russia's invasion of Ukraine could soon cause a global food crisis that may last for years, the UN have warned. Secretary General Antonio Guterres said the war had worsened food insecurity in the poorer nations due to rising prices. Some countries could face long-term famines if Ukraine's exports are not restored to pre-war levels, he added. The conflict had cut off supplies from Ukraine ports, which once exported vast amounts of cooking oil, as well as cereals such as maize and wheat. This has reduced the global supply and caused the price of the alternatives to soar. Global food prices are almost 30% higher than the same time last year, according to the UN. Speaking in New York on Wednesday, Mr. Guterres said the conflict, combined with the effects of the climate change and the pandemic, threatened to tip tens of millions of people over the edge into food insecurity, followed by malnutrition, mass hunger, and famine. There is enough food in our world now if we act together, but unless we solve this problem today, we face the specters of the global food shortage in the coming months, he added. He warned that the only effective solution to the crisis were reintegrating Ukraine food production, as well as the fertilizer produced by both Russia and Belarus back into the global market. War in Ukraine, more coverage. Military retired colonel speak on Russia TV. Mr. Guterres also said he was in tense contact with Russia and Ukraine, as well as the US and the EU, in an effort to restore the food export to normal levels. The complex security, economic, and financial implications required goodwill on all sides, he said. His comments came on the same day the World Bank announced extra funding was $12 billion for projects addressing food insecurity. The move will bring the total amount available for such projects for more than £30 billion over the next 15 months. Russia and Ukraine produce 30% of the world's wheat supply, and prior to the war, Ukraine has seen to the world basket, exporting 4.5 million tons of the agricultural produce per month to its ports. But since Russia launched its invasion in February, exports have collapsed and prices have skyrocketed. They climbed even further after India banned wheat export on Saturday. The UN said around 20 million tons of grain are currently stuck in Ukraine from the previous harvest, which is really could ease the pressure on the global market. While the number of people facing food insecurity have been growing even before the invasion, German Foreign Minister Annalena Baerbock accused Moscow of making a difficult situation even worse on Wednesday. Russia had launched a grain war, stoking a global food crisis, Berlin top diplomat said. Is it doing so at the time when millions are already being threatened by hunger, particularly in the Middle East and Africa? Meanwhile, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said the world faced the greatest global food insecurity crisis of our time, which had been exacerbated by what he called Russian President Vladimir Putin's war of choice. Finish.